last talk, the knowledge against the behavior.
Yes.
Guruji, it's
But you are understanding that.
yeah, I am trying to relax and touch to place where I have strong attachment. It's Kate, my daughters, and and I
Business.
see that this attachment so deep, and my even in the body I feel uh, some stretching and some heat,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm trying to think that it's my happiness not depend on this. That's my nature is not connected with body with anything, and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I see.
Even talking of that is really a good thing. You are bringing a clarity.
So I am not sure I am succeed, but
No, no.
but I really see that how deep is this attachment, and that it's not logical. It's absolutely absolutely non-consciousness. It's
That is another point that you are learning. That's a beautiful. Even learning will take care of it. You see that I was just giving the brief talk just before you. You can think in that way. That will suit you here. Every day in the morning when you wake up, you know your agenda. More or less. Your mind says, no, I have to do this and I'll practice meditation, then I'll go to the business, I'll talk to the kid, and then I'll think about daughter, etc., etc. Right?
yes,
Good.
yes, mainly yes.
Mainly, yes. That happens naturally to every human being. Now tell me any agenda that leads you to ultimate happiness. Think of it. This is behavior. This is what the behavior is. We always keep that agenda, and sometimes that agenda is mixed up, and we are already in a hurry. We are running here and there in our life. Oh no, no, I have to do the business. No, no, Kate, I will talk to you later. And this. How long we have been doing it? Days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years. This is the behavior we need to change. But why we need to change? We have to be very clear. When we are a seeker, then we have to explain everything logically so that the intellect becomes clear. When intellect is clear, then we have discernment, leads to dispassion, that is going to change the behavior. So now see that first thing we have been doing days, weeks, months, years that we have been doing it. Realize this, and now tell me which agenda takes me to permanent happiness, peace. Now I have to take my honey to a vacation or to eat pasta, or I have to buy the one thing for a daughter, and etc. etc. Which particular thing contains permanent peace and happiness?
Only agenda is my guru, with you.
So I must understand. So understanding should be kept in my mind. But I cannot ignore that I get some piece of happiness with whom I am attached. I cannot ignore it. It's a fact. It's a fact. So I have to explore what is this fact. So explore this fact. When you meet your daughter, you are happy. But you also know that happiness is not there. But I feel happy. How to solve this puzzle? That is going to change your behavior once I know the answer. So One very hard example, one very soft example. I open the door, the sun is outside there. I put a piece of a mirror and I reflect the light into my home. So the light from outside enters into my home. This mind is acting like a mirror because it is attached to the daughter. The real self reflects that happiness to the daughter. You feel, no, I'm happy. How can you ignore it? I'm attached, that's why I'm happy. But happiness is not there. That needs to be recognized, and you are aware the attachment will drop by itself. Mirror, where is actual light? Outside. So mind is like a mirror that reflects pleasure, which we call happiness, wherever we are attached. So I am attached to the daughter, it's a pleasure. It's coming from inside me, reflecting there. Coming inside me, reflected to my honey, coming from inside me, reflected on $1 that I earn. Did you get it? Take a very hard example that will make you understand. It is my own happiness which my mind, due to ignorance, feels that I am happy to be with you, my daughter, my honey, my money. Understand from a different, very, very, very hard example, and that is in the Upanishad, long back, thousands of years. Dog was hungry. He was searching for food. He found the bone. He started eating the bone. His gum hurt, and the blood was coming from his gum, which he feel as if it is coming from the bone, and he was enjoying. This is the way. Think of it again and again. So when you think of it and reflect, oh my goodness, it is my happiness is being projected. That is only a projection. That's not real. But it appears real because of attachment. And attachment has caused the desire, and desire created the behavior. That behavior must change. And everything should happen inside. You're still hugging your daughter, you're still hugging your honey. Everything should happen inside. At the center. So what is the confusion here? The confusion is that, what is the confusion? We solved. What is the confusion? My behavior follows a similar habitual pattern in relationship with the things outside, where we don't find happiness by understanding. But still I experience happiness. It is because of confusion in the mind. I must remove the confusion in the mind. And that confusion leads to habit. Did I not solve your physics problem? That is the beauty of teaching over great masters. They are very logical. They make you understand. They want to be very clear. So if happiness is in your daughter, then everyone will have a daughter to be happy. They will grab your daughter and make their daughter. Not possible. Same thing applies to the coffee. I enjoy, I'm happy with the coffee, I'm happy with the tea, I'm happy with the pasta. So what is the main question? That which I keep myself busy all the time. What is that busyness? My agenda. What is my agenda? Action. I have to take every day. Action comes from the thought, and the thought comes from the desire, and the desire because of ignorance. Gita says, avidya, kam, karma. Avidya, ignorance, which we do not become aware. Then because of avidya comes the desire. Because I'm seeking, come on, it's a fact. How can I ignore that? I'm happy with my daughter, I'm happy with my honey, I'm happy with my money, I'm happy with the car, I'm happy with the event, I'm happy with the vacation. It's a fact. But that fact is twisted by the mind. That is why we say the mind contains the impurity, mind lives in ignorance. And that settles into a set behavior. One gets happiness with the daughter, other gets happiness with the honey, third gets happiness with 5 women. Bill Gates now find another woman to be happy, to be loved, to have a loveful life. Just to have a clear understanding. Once we have that, clarity means discernment, and this intellect will now push the mind, come on, what you are doing. It will change the behavior. But behavior means inside. Your level of awareness will go up. Outside, you still hug your daughter, you take care of her. Where is the problem? But now internally, that is why we say, awakened inside. Awaken inside. Now apply another, I find another good example. It reminds me. You become a free member of Insight Timer, or perhaps you can attend the live session. So last Tuesday, I gave this story. So Buddha was walking into the village after he got awakened. So everyone saw the calmness and the glow on his face. An academic philosopher asked, "Who you are? Are you an angel?" "No, I'm not." See that? See, that is what happens. Then another villager asked, "Are you a prince?" "No, I'm not a prince, my friend." "Are you some heavenly being?" "No, I'm not a heavenly being." "Then what you are?" So the Buddha smiled and said, "I'm awakened. I am awakened." So now see, when you say I am a teacher, I am a student, I am a professor, I am a businessman, I am a son, I am a daughter, what Buddha's answer? I am awakened. I am awakened. You cannot put any label where I secure happiness, though there is no label present now. Now I'm that pure consciousness. You are rightly doing very good. So when you are reflecting on it, knowledge and behavior, knowledge, discernment, behavior, change, dispassion. So when it changes, what happens? The mind, in fact, is changing. Now when the mind changes constantly, continuously, it will change your brain. Brain contains all these impressions. When the brain changes, your attitude will change. When your attitude will change, your behavior will change. When your behavior will change, your personality will change. When your personality will change, you start acting differently from inside your personal, professional, social, and family life. That is why we say we have to become a seeker at the highest level.
But
yeah, go ahead.
So the moment when the attachment is created, it's when my organs of sense connected with something, for example, with my daughter, and I have also some feeling, that opening, and
feeling is accumulated impression in the mind.
Yes, but from where comes this accumulated expression? So it means that this kind of happiness I have in memory.
And why I have those impressions in the memory? Because it is repeating itself into action. That action comes from the desire. What is that desire for seeking happiness outside? And why it has come? Because of ignorance. Pure mathematical equation. There is nothing, no doubt and confusion. There is no doubt and confusion. So when I wake up in the morning, what I have to do? Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. That is why the Eastern wisdom has created many Shanti mantras. The role of the mantra is to recall and remind the mind. You are not seeking any happiness. You have nothing to do in the world except you have to play your role. In reality, you have no agenda in the world. All agenda belongs to playing your and performing your role. So when you perform your role, there is no doer and enjoyer inside, which is seeking a pleasure outside. So yesterday, it was Asatoma Satgamaya. So there was a contemplation, falsehood to the truth, ignorance to the wisdom, fear and security to the full security and fearlessness. Okay. Should I? Yes, I can talk about it. So what happens? What happens when I said the mirror is the mind that reflects, oh, here is the pleasure, you seek it. In a person, in an object, in the world outside. So this, take its center, is the real self. I'm explaining the same thing which I explained this Saturday just now. So because you have asked this question, the center is the real self, right? That center, real self, is independent. It's pure consciousness. It is not changing. Because it is not changing, so it has to live into the state of inaction. It's only presence, covered by the mind. Now this mind creates the first inner circle. What is that inner circle? I don't know who am I, but I know who am I if I go out. It creates the second circle of the intellect. Intellect with the ego. Third circle, the mind. Fourth circle is the breath, energy. The fifth circle is the body, and the sixth circle is the world outside. Now the mind says, come on, you are only one real self at the center. You are totally inactive. Who cares you? I love my daughter. I love my honey. I love my money. See that? So the mind says, because you love, so create an agenda. Run, constant running in the world. Every day I create an agenda because of ignorance. Because of ignorance, I have many sets of desire. Daughter, I will talk to you in the evening. I'll bring you what you need. I'm busy in the business. See that? Mind keeps my agenda all the time alive. There is no agenda in the world. There is no agenda in the world, in fact. Why? Tell me any object, any person which can give me permanent peace and happiness outside in these six neighbors.
No, it's clear for me that it's not possible. No one object, even though it's my thoughts or some imagination, cannot make me.
Now
It
see,
can make me happy for short time, for pleasure.
for pleasure. But that also is not a project. It is a reflected. It's a projection. It is not real pleasure.
Yes, it's my desire of pleasure.
It's my desire
It's
of
my
pleasure.
desire to be happy.
Yeah, it's
I
my
project
desire.
it my-
Now see, go to the fifth center, that is intellect. You are putting a discernment there. And now the mind, instead of getting attached to all the rest of the six centers, it says, let me stay there and look at you. Look at the pleasure. Pleasure is gone outside in relationship in the world. It's gone. Why? Because it is already here. Now, ultimately, what happens? Ultimately, the mind has created these six circles of delusion. That drops. The delusion drops. Body doesn't drop. Remember, sometimes people have total wrong notion. Body remains as it is, the breath remains as it is, the mind becomes pure, the intellect is clear. That ignorance that I am the body and the mind and the breath is dropped. I know I am the real self. I am awakened. Now you are awakened. That is one step. What happens the second step? Now the mind is constantly aware that real self is manifesting in the body, in the mind, in the relationship, in the play, in the business, everything. You're there. Because it's a delusion that I am the body. So now the real self is manifesting through the body. The ego is not manifesting through the body. Ignorance is not manifesting through the body. So when it is not manifesting, my all agenda falls down. It does not mean that I don't work. I work, I live, I do everything in my relationship. Go back, Nitya and then Amitya Karma. That is how they all connect together. And you are always settled in peace and calmness. My master used to explain that let this world of delusion go to hell. Let all the agenda go to hell. First, my agenda is Sarve. Pick up any mantra, pick up any, even Om Namah Shivaya is good. We forget this agenda during the day. How it will bring transformation. We wake up and no. Today I have to rush. Why I want to rush? For happiness, but happiness is not there outside. Why I want to rush? This world is a crazy world. It will remain as it is. You cannot change it. Does your intellect is 100% clear about this truth? That this world will remain as it is. This is a crazy world, this will remain crazy. So it does not mean that I do not rush, but internally I am 100% clear. So I am rushing outside but with peace inside. I see that things are going to happen the way it has to happen because of the existence. I will use the four factors, my sense organ, my mind, my intellect, my body. But the fifth factor I don't know. Fifth factor is unknown. It all depends on the real self. It all depends on the existence. So what is going to happen as you continue doing it, the real self reveals. Even if you rush, this is bound to happen. Be calm. Now you know what is going to happen. Do it. Done. So there is no rush outside at all. You are living. Think of it. Think again and again. Think again and again. When you reflect on it, we realize that everything is happening. Remember, that's why our masters have had given a concept of three gunas. I am physically sick, but I have to rush. Now see, I'm increasing my sickness. Example, I'm increasing my sickness. For what? for happiness in the world outside. We have to be very clear. We should work hard, no doubt about it. We must work. I'm going out of the way, but yes, it's good because you asked the question. So there are many things related to this. When we say, what is my duty? I must perform my duty. What is duty? From where the duty comes? What is the duty of a judge?
Of what?
What is the duty of a judge? What is the duty of a lawyer? What is the duty of a mother? What is the duty of a father?
Well, it's social agreements between people.
Yeah.
We are part of social life.
Yes. Social
So
life.
I just do it. Nenitya karma and
Yes. I have to do Nitya and the Naimitya karma. So there are two things. Now I'm going back because you have already studied that part, so I have to make you aware of that part. We talk of 4 stages of life. Celibacy, first 25 years, next 25 years you engage yourself in wealth earning, maintaining your family life, next 25 years you live a life of sannyas, and ultimately the 4th stage of life is put yourself in for freedom, liberation, awakening, etc. Then we also have what we say, we normally understand by the caste system. Brahman, warrior, businessman, and ultimately the manual. Now link this with your duty and responsibility. You are a businessman, Rajoguna is dominant. Rajoguna is dominant, but you are pursuing the path of self-discovery, so Satoguna is taking over the Rajoguna. So Satoguna must be present daily with your agenda to follow all the business activities. Means what? You are a Brahmin. You are not a Brahmin by birth, but because of karma you have become a Brahmin. That is the secret of these 4 stages and 4 steps. See that? So there also the Satoguna has come. So now why Satoguna? Go on asking, question. You need not to stop. Don't remain in darkness. The quality of the Satoguna is knowledge and happiness. Quality of the Rajoguna is attachment and always running.
acting. Yeah.
Action and clinging, likes and dislikes, attachment and detachment, etc., etc. And the quality of Tamoguna is to opposing. I just had this young guy who said, my family member is constantly drinking. So I asked him that, can I help you meet a guy who will help you get rid of this? There is no one in the world, the drunkard said, there is no one in the world can get rid me of this drinking habit because I get happiness. So I oppose knowledge completely. I cannot see that this drinking is not bringing the happiness. So there are people. Can you change them? No. So I told this, he's a very young guy. So I told, don't push. You have said it. So whenever you meet, again say that. Now ask the question, where the happiness lies in this vodka, can you show me? So I will also start drinking. Now look at it, the Brahman, we say the Brahman, Satoguna. Does the Brahmin doesn't work? Yes, I work, I give lessons, I do all my activities. So in every activity, in every agenda, there is a knowledge and happiness. So I don't ask the mind to engage and rush and run after, because there is nothing to run after. I am peace and happiness. So you see, all these principles apply together, and you need not to remember. The time awakening means that they all are very well organized. The way our activities of every agenda is organized every day. In ignorance, the same way those principles are naturally organized, and then we are clear, okay, that is the way we are living. We are living in the world. So what happens? Why I brought this point is that Nitya and the Naimitya karma, or the Nitya karma, think of it. Society demands it, I do it. But the reason is inside. I am doing it for the sake of doing. I am performing my activity. But that performance has to do with Satoguna, Rajoguna and Tamoguna, three gunas. That has nothing to do with me. So I am not the doer. So in the fifth center, fifth circle, there is no ego. It is very clear. So if there is no ego, it recognizes the real self. You are living with the real self inside and manifesting all these activities outside. So normally people feel that if you are awakened, then you should have 3 eyes, you should have 4 ears. That is a greater ignorance. Then you cannot understand anything in your life. So my master used to say that, can you put the third physical ear horizontally or vertically? Now see, if you put it horizontally, I will see you that you have become what? Sumo of Japan. So this third eye is basically, what is that? Discernment plus dispassion plus sixth treasure. That is the third eye. So we start working on, I see a great vision. I met the God inside. Okay, continue to meet.
Third eye, it's your intellect, it's your mind with knowledge.
It's knowledge. It's knowledge.
It is a space which you see.
Yeah, it's a space, because knowledge does not have any shape and size.
Yeah.
Color, no color. But no, I did kundalini meditation, my kundalini is awakened, but I have a lot of pressure about the sexual pleasure. Okay, because of the kundalini it happened. What a great level of ignorance. It has nothing to do with the journey of the self-discovery. So that is why, another student, that is also a good subject matter for today. I'm not going into the 4th chapter. We'll go into the 4th chapter later, and this is a part of it. No, I'm very serious. I said, what happened? She has been with me for the last 4 or 5 years. She's giving yoga teachers training, and I also participate. No, I'm very serious. You talk about the real self. Where is Hatha Yoga is the mention of the real self? You see that? She has created a doubt. Now understand why we want everyone to become a seeker first. Understand, you will go very deep. You are already a seeker, but it's very important. Somewhere the doubt comes. We both are set a time to learn physics. So you are teaching me physics and I talk a question. How does this atom contain a cell? Living cell? No, it is physics. We are talking of the matter. So I asked her that, are you talking of No, no, I'm an independent thinker. Now see, there another question comes. So everyone respects, no, you are an independent thinker, so you must be thinking in a right manner. But how can you be an independent thinker talking about the cell when you are studying physics? Are you crazy? So the master says there must be self-disciplined thinking. And how that self-disciplined thinking comes? By learning these texts. See that? So I could see her face was totally, it became totally so sad. I said, how dare you say that you are an independent thinker? So if I study chemistry, I will talk about astronomy. I'm an independent thinker. I can think anything. I can think anything because I'm an independent thinker. You have to be independent thinker in what you are studying. What you are studying. So what we teachers do, what is the, say for example, what is the text? Pick up any text of Eastern wisdom. Yoga Sutra. That is the book. So what is the knowledge in the book? About the real self. What the teacher does? So teacher links that knowledge contained in the book through personalization. But why personalization is required? Go on asking question. Why the person? Because I'm an independent thinker. I have to change your independent thinking so that you can find your real self. So I asked her, tell me where in Hatha Yoga now Gita says doubt destroys you completely. It puts you in tamasic guna. You don't get anything. Why? Because you always oppose what is told by the teachers of the Eastern wisdom. You oppose the principle. Like drunkard guy. Nobody can lead me to happiness. Conclusion is that drinking gives me happiness, but I do not know happiness does not lie in the drinking. So happiness also does not lie in my independent thinking. And that has taken 10 years. Again, that has taken you 10 years. Now the problem with the teachers is that if you claim that you are thinking independently, and if I push you, you will say, no, you are hypnotizing me. Tamasic guna. Tamasic guna. You are opposing. So that is why Eastern wisdom, every text, openly, silently, says that you have to become a seeker. You see that? So once you are internally becoming a seeker, you accept this knowledge and you have started contemplating and reflecting now that you were not doing before. So you are responsible. No, even I'm responsible a bit. But do you see that? I'm giving you a very, very subtle clarity. Very subtle clarity. So
yeah, and I have to think like you. So I come to you because I want to think like you.
Yeah. So the moment you start thinking, you become a self-disciplined thinker, but you are fully independent. You are fully independent of the teacher. Another problem comes because the doubt may come. So what we say, the first doubt, we cleared the doubt. See, this is Eastern wisdom. And see, this is the subject. Are you clear about the subject? Yes, I am clear. What is it? It is the real self. No, but when I practice meditation, I see the huge mountains. So live in the mountains. Forget about the real self. But people do not understand this. I will continue to have all these experiences. All these experiences belongs to the six neighbors. I'm none of these six neighbors. Maybe a beautiful experience. I may see Krishna and Shiva and Shakti. I may see everyone, all the God. I'm searching myself. I will solve all the delusion when I know myself. Even if I realize all the gods and goddesses are sitting all around me, it is not going to remove my delusion. What a courageous statement made by our masters. Forget God, but never forget your real self. Because it is the real self that will reveal all the gods and goddesses. So you know real self, you know all the gods and goddesses. You don't know real self and you claim that you know all the gods and goddesses, it is your imagination. It may be some powers, small powers and good powers. See the beauty. But these things I only talk to the seeker. Otherwise, what will happen? Those who are not seeker, they will vehemently react and refuse my understanding. They will refuse this right knowledge. So I said, oh, you see the God? Very good. Continue. Continue seeing the God. Talk to your God. Talk to the God that He should remove your stress and suffering. If I don't know my real self, forget about all the gods and goddesses. 100% clarity. You see Patanjali in the third sutra, Tada Drashtu Swarupe Avasthanam. Now realize real self. End of meditation, that I know my real self. Every master says the root cause of not knowing myself is avidya.
Yeah.
Even Kundalini says your avidya will go away if you practice. But I have to understand what is avidya. So when I understand what is avidya, then I know the knowledge is here and the behavior is here. I'm not able to bridge the gap. So I have to work on it. Look at it. The way our master, every master teaches the same thing. That is why you see that every master in every text, they say, I salute to my master, or the Krishna, or Shiva, who will reveal the knowledge in me. We discussed about Mangalacharan. Now it will make a sense. Mangalacharan, and
I read the Gita Samhita. It's starting from the Guru Gita.
It starts from the Guru Gita.
It's absolutely Mangalacharan to the Guru.
Mangalacharan. So why Mangalacharan? Again, remember, go back to the agenda. My agenda all the days after days, weeks after weeks, months after months, years after years, more or less remain the same. One day I'm excited, another day I'm upset, third day I'm rushing, fourth day I miss something. How many times I have repeated this? So, Guru does not want that you should touch the feet. Guru does not want to impose any discipline. It is only to remind your mind to have a right perspective in your life. That you have only one agenda, that is ultimate peace and happiness. But, so now ask another question. Okay, I have understood, but I am not able to do it. That is why you salute the master. That is why you worship Shiva or Krishna. That is the only reason. That is the first reason that and then what the teacher says that I learned from my master. Now see the trick. We play the trick also. No, I learned from my master learned from his, then who is the ultimate master? Again, come to the real self. We don't go to the God. We, if I say so, that we use these God and goddesses to purify the mind. Because if we say you are God, so you are always kind, so I should also be kind. Shiva means auspiciousness, so I should find out the auspiciousness in my mind. There are other aspects, there are two parts. One, we use the God and goddesses to purify the mind. That is one aspect. But if you are living a life with a tamasic guna, don't want to find the real self, then you use these gods and goddesses in different mantras to get some little small powers. Yes, you get it. Maybe it may happen in 3 months, 6 months, and a year. And they use, so those powers, where those powers are located now, ask yourself. They are located in the mind.
Yeah.
So once we are 100% clear, okay. So what happens if someone says that I have a power, use the power on me, give me grace and blessing? You don't worry about it. Okay, leave it. Oh, thank you very much. You have great powers. Or you have done 20 years of practice. Very good. I adore to you. I do namaste. I touch your feet. Bless me, please. I found 50 tantra masters in India. They used to tell me, they write something on a piece of paper in another room, fold it, keep in your hand, and then come to me. He used to tell me what I have written in the paper. Yes, he told me, yes, I accept, I respect. Then couple of these masters told me that you can get all these powers in 1 hour. Should I give you? I said, can that help me in finding the real self? No, I said, I don't want this. Can $1 million find me happiness? No, I don't want that. But if you want to give me, I want that for my physical basic necessities, and I may help others. I am 100% clear. And that happened only because of the grace of my master. He always put a point that this is. So once we are 100% clear means what? What I am stressing again, once you are clear every day in the morning, you have soul agenda, you have secondary agendas. So soul agenda takes over all the other agendas in your life, you continue, finished. So I have to go to meet my daughter. Okay, I will do it. Kate, yes. Honey, yes. Business, yes. One day what will happen, my friend, you will start experiencing as if everything in the world is happening by itself. I have nothing to do it. I am neither the doer nor the enjoyer. You have an urge to take a cup of coffee. I am mixing all these. Discernment by default is there. You don't land up in the restroom, you go to the kitchen. Discernment is there. What we are saying, use that discernment in finding the real self. We are not saying anything extraordinary. Only to a seeker. I cannot say all and speak these things to a ordinary person, who forgets, who is drunkard. You cannot teach them. You cannot educate them. So we don't disturb them. Because if we disturb them, they will get mad. They will say, if that happens, I will stop. So they have withdrawal symptoms. It will put them into more danger. We don't say to them, okay, very good, continue. I have also experienced the alcohol contains the happiness. Very good, leave that. Unless they are ready to use their intellect. See the point. What modern science and psychology is doing, we have hundreds of rehabilitation centers everywhere in the world. Alcohol rehabilitation. Nothing is happening. It is increasing more and more. More and more problems comes. Look at the clarity and understanding. So, you see, that knowledge, behavior, 6 treasures, 3 gunas, neither the doer nor the enjoyer. So we look back, but still I'm doing the work. I'm doing the nitya karma. Yes, one more point is very important. I'm doing. Very good. I'm doing. I am a teacher, so what I'm doing? I'm teaching people. That is a fundamental aspect we can recognize. I'm a mechanic, so in a car store, so I take care of the car. It's a fundamental. I see car service and I see a guy working there, so he's a car mechanic. That is a fundamental principle. That is my identity outside. My identity, your identity. You are a businessman. A principle. What you are doing, I am doing a business. First identity. How the society recognizes you, find out. That is your second identity. That is our second identity. And how do I recognize who am I? That is my third identity. So what is the real identity? What I know I am. Not what the fundamental that I am a businessman, not what the society thinks. So that decides your nitya karma. That decides your nitya karma. Look at it. Who I am. What is my, how do I recognize myself? That is more important than giving a label. I am a businessman and society recognizes differently. So when I am not able to recognize who am I in my eyes, then I live a loveless life. Then I start living a loveless life. Then I have lot of agenda in my mind. So he already has an agenda. He was telling in the interview that I did a great blunder, I did a mistake. We appreciate you that you did a mistake. Tell us, are you going to commit the same mistake again? He is always ready. So why he is always ready? Because I don't recognize who I am in my eyes. Do you see that? That's a deeper concept, but we will understand that in the following session. So there are 3 levels. Same way our Eastern wisdom says, what is your work? Now I am teaching, so you are a Brahmin. That is why you are a Brahmin. You are a seeker, that is why you are a Brahmin, not because of the birth. Now what you should do in the society? Society recognizes you as a teacher, that's why you are a teacher. But do you recognize in your eyes who you are inside? It leaves you remain as a seeker all the time. You remain as a seeker. You are always grateful. You are always grateful to the entire tradition. Thousands of those masters. You are always grateful to your honey who has created a problem. That is why you entered into this path. One. And who loved you and encouraged you to follow the path. So you accept the world as it is. Why you accept the world as it is? I have completed the entire 4th chapter, but then we will go step by step according, so I subtler. Why you accept the world as it is? It is the sixth neighbor. I did not have a choice to be born as a human being. So it means the existence has created environment outside, the family outside, the people outside, profession outside, so that I can evolve and awaken myself. Oh, that's so. Then I love everyone outside. Then I am very kind to people outside. Then I am very compassionate to people outside. But why? Behavior changes. How? Discernment is there. So my entire behavior can change in a minute. Why it changes in a minute? I don't want to keep all the agenda for the sake of happiness, but I want to keep all the agenda as a secondary agenda. Ultimate agenda is peace and happiness that is within me, and I'm there. So I covered all the entire chapter today, but then we will go with the verse, because that will make the things more clear. In the fourth chapter, you will understand that you are a monk, you are a doer, you are an enjoyer outside, but still you are different because you recognize you are the real self inside.
Inside a real self, pure consciousness, but because my family and education, I am and profession, I am boss of the company.
That is why we have the Nitya Karma.
It's part of the Nitya Karma.
Yeah, it's a part of the Nitya Karma. But
And
again we see, if we... No, what is your question?
I just want to understand if I see it clear.
Yes, you have seen it clearly, but now again you push your intellect. So I'm doing the Nitya Karma. There you have to recognize who you really are. That is why I explained the three factors. Yes, I'm doing the Nitya. So if I'm doing the Nitya Karma, when I claim that I'm doing the Nitya Karma, there must be a doer. So who is that real doer? So when I say real self, I recognize myself as the real self, but the real self cannot be the doer. Done. Let me continue in the society with the label, let me do it, let me do it. Now another part comes here. Because all the actions are being done by the three gunas, Prakriti. But after all, who runs the Prakriti? Krishna, Shiva. So I am doing it for Shiva and Krishna. So we have a feeling, we have a thought. So I am going to love my honey for the sake of Krishna. You think like this. I am doing business for the sake of Krishna. Krishna, it is what you have to do the best. I will put all my hard work. And all work comes from the three gunas. So now there is a total clarity.
But three gunas is working automatically, so it's not.
Three gunas.
My ego is programming by desire the direction of where the.
If the knowledge is programming, behavior will change.
Yes.
See that? If the knowledge is programming, discernment, Viveka and Vairagya is programming, everything changes. Then you see in a bar dancer Saraswati and goddess Lakshmi. Knowledge is changed. Or just the reverse. If the ego is working, then you see the same sensuality even in the goddess Lakshmi. Where is the problem? You see the entire perspective changes in life. I'm not going there, but we will talk. Ultimately, we have to get rid of these three gunas. We have to understand the once we reach into the higher and higher level of seeking, we have to get rid of these three gunas also. This is also nothing. Slowly we will take up that step. Not
with three guna is not everything clear for me, because from one side this guna change one by one in each activity during the day, and but what is our capability to change it? Or, for example, we are doing fast breathing and we change tamas guna for the raja guna.
we change the tamo guna and the rajo guna and all these gunas at the physical level, a little bit at the mental level, or little means emotional level, for a temporary period, in order to move into the sato guna. That's why we happens, we have to do these breathing practices again and again and again.
Yes, but there is also natural changing of guna. For example, sleeping time, acting time, and
Sato guna, yes, yes. Oh, you are going there. You are going there. Triguna, with reference to these six neighbors, works naturally if we live into higher level of self-awareness that comes by the knowledge. So what happens now? It is 10 p.m. The knowledge says, go to sleep. We don't want to go to sleep because we have many agenda to work on. So we disturb. So ego disturbs, knowledge integrates. So we have to listen to those, because now I am not the doer and the enjoyer, so I have to listen to the calls of these three gunas. I need a rest. Take rest. So we try to defy, reject, react, oppose. When we oppose, then there comes a problem. And why the problem comes? Again because of the desire and avidya. Asmita, rag, dvesh, avinivesh. There is nothing that is, you see, again, go back to the same thing.
but there is other side.
Yeah.
I know the one tantra master who is especially sitting without sleeping few days, or for example they drink some like vodka or something also, and he didn't allow his body to go to the tamasic guna. He always hold consciousness. For how it's working, for what reason it's
Possible.
can be necessary.
Possible. Before meeting the master, I met one tantra master, and I still remember there are a couple of herbs. When you drink it for at least 3 to 4 days, you don't sleep for 7 days. Okay, I didn't sleep for 7 days, but my mind became totally crazy and insane. What I will do? I cannot sit in meditation because mind is impure. Ego is there. Do you understand that? Ego is there. Even forget about these tantra masters. There are certain drugs. You take it, you don't sleep. But what it brings to you? What is the result? What I'm looking for?
But he says that he chose so not nature program his when to sleep or when to be wakened, but he is choosing.
It is his choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
To sleep or not to sleep, and
but if I don't sleep, when I live in higher awareness, it takes care of the body. But with certain force and the power I don't sleep, it harms the body. day before yesterday, the whole night, I was almost in a state of the bliss.